Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please, all of you, please type down your messages if you have any doubt. Okay. Yes. So I'll be starting again from the topic that we have left out. Okay, or until what we have covered. Okay. So basically, what we'll see various operations that you can perform using matrix. Okay. When I say matrix, matrix can also be a vector. Okay. And also we'll come to know that how we can create our m files. Okay, m file or .m file is same like you when you will be writing a bunch of codes sequentially to give you a meaningful output. Okay, so you cannot write the same thing in the editor, okay, or command window. You cannot write down in the command window. So for that reason you need a separate code area where you can write down all the codes. Okay, so for that thing you need something called .m file. You need to create something called a .m file. Okay, so how can you create a .m file? That also we'll learn. Okay, and also we will know something called for loop. First we'll know if else statement, and then we'll know for loop. Okay, yeah. So what I have seen that many of you have already completed your on-ramp courses. So what, again I'm repeating it, which I already repeated in the last class. Don't send those files to me now. It is not required. Okay, you create your own LinkedIn profile, post it over there, so that in future it will be useful for you. If possible, you can tag me, and also you can send me a request. Okay, so if you can send me a request also, I'll also accept your request in the what do you call it, LinkedIn. Okay, however, do not send me individual files. Okay, if you will be sending me individual files, it's very difficult for me to find out who have submitted me. Okay, got it. So in that case, you please create your LinkedIn ID. You can create with your personal email ID, or you can use your VIT Bhopal email ID. That totally depends on you, whatever you want to do. Okay, got it. So please create that. Means share your all the achievements. It's not about like you can only share whatever you have learned in the MATLAB class. Also, whatever you have achieved, you can post it over there. You post your certificates also over there. Okay, got it. So this is like a kind of achievement. When recruiters will come, they can directly see how many different topics that you can cover, or how many different languages do you know. Okay, so you search LinkedIn in the Google, you can find out LinkedIn, and then you create the Google account over there. Okay, got it. So hopefully all of you understood, and so all of you, I think you can search it over there. You can find out. Okay, and I'll again request you right now, because if you send me that will not be a problem. Please don't send me these your files. Okay, your certificates. I don't need it now, although I'll be collecting. Okay, remember, there will be a quiz, there will be a feedback during that period of time, or on 25th I'll be asking everyone to do. Okay, understood. So there you can submit. Right now please don't submit it to me. And also I request everyone to join through your VIT Bhopal email ID. And also, if it is not possible to join here directly, you can watch the stream. Okay, everything will be same. There will be no changes. I am not going to look after the person who have directly contacted with me. I'll not look after them with a special care. Okay, so I'll look after everyone. All of you are students, so I'll look after everyone with equal importance. See, those who have already approached me with errors or quizzes, or if you have any doubt, I have already responded to everyone. Okay, and remember, there is another issue also I want to highlight, that do not ask personally like please share my PPT. Uh, I'll share all these what do you call it, um, PPTs that I have already teaching during this class. Okay, I can share this, but this will be shared as a group, and your dean first year is going to send it to you. Okay, got it. Okay, so I think we can now start. Okay, we can right now start the like what you have from where we have stopped, means we have completed. We start from there. Okay. So let me first of all uh, let me share my screen. Okay. So, those who are, if you have any doubt related to the topic you ask, other than that, I'll not entertain any other queries over here. Okay. So yeah, so in today's topic, as I already shared this with you, so this is something that we will be learning called linear algebra, working with matrix and vectors, and then we'll understand loop and conditional statements. Especially, I'll just go with if else statements over here, then loop, and then we'll create M files. Okay, that is what we are going to do it. So what I can ask everyone is that what I can ask everyone is that all of you please open your MATLAB command window, okay, or command prompt, okay. Just let me. I'll also open it along with you. We'll first start with matrix because some that is something which we have already discussed in the last class. A bit of it we have already seen. Now we'll see it in detail, okay. There are so many things to understand in this particular topic, okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? Yeah. Okay. Good. So I'll just go back to my command prompt over here. Okay. What I'll do, I'll just start with this. I'll start everything using what you called command prompt right now. Then we'll jump back to creating M file. Okay. Just let wait for a few minutes. We'll be seeing our MATLAB. Okay. All of you, please open your MATLAB also. Hmm. So what we'll see now, what we'll see in this class is that it's all about matrices. Okay, so matrix are something you will be believing that this is only a special class of our what do you call it, it comes under a special class and a special topic. It's not like that. This matrix itself, it comes in a means it will be very useful for your image, signal, and video processing. Can be this kind of images, okay, and each pixel is actually, so this kind of pixel, if you see, each pixel is going to be represented with some value, okay. So this is going to be represented with some value, okay. So that value itself is actually called as your, that value is actually how it is represented. This is represented in terms of a matrix. So okay, so that's why matrix are really important, okay. So similarly, if you see a signal will also consisting of some values that will be represented in a one dimensional format, okay. So already we already know that how to create a matrix. In order to create a matrix, you have to give a value, you have to assign with a variable name, any variable name you can assign. So 1 comma 2 comma 4, then semicolon means that we will be starting a new what do you call, we'll be starting a new column, okay. So 4 comma 6, uh, either you can write down comma or you can directly give space, okay. Like 7 I can write down without assigning this, okay. Then 10, 12, and 13. See, somewhere I have given comma, somewhere I have not, okay. So but semicolon, if you miss the semicolon, that means your column will not start from there. So you must remember to have a semicolon, but commas are optional, but you can provide a space, okay. So this is a, this is like you have created a matrix. Now what we'll know how we can actually, how we can actually uh, how we can actually access each and every element. Let's say this is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, in this 3 cross 3 matrix, I want to know what is the value at position like first row and second column. So what you can do, you can write down a bracket 1 comma 2. What does it means? Now you want to know what is the value of a matrix at a position row 1 and column 2. Understood? So this is how you can do it. Now similarly, if you want to know, or if you want to assign, let's say with a variable called c, okay, you want to assign. Now you can get one value, okay, or you can get all these three value at a time, or all these three value at a time. Okay, how? This way. Now let's say first column, okay, this is first row, then comma, colon. So it means you want to access all the element of first row and all columns. That means all these elements. Okay, first row and all column. Okay. So similarly, if you want to access all the values of the first column like 1, 4, and 10, that also you can do. How? Let's say you assign a D. So A, I want all the row element information of first column, like all the row elements. So for that reason, this semicolon indicates that sorry, this colon indicates that I want to have a information about all the, or I want to access all the elements in the first column. Okay, so all rows and first column. So this is how you can actually assign access a single value or a multiple value in a matrix. Is it clear? Everyone able to understand this? Please write down if it is okay. Okay, did you understand? Yes. So in this way, not only we can actually access a single value, but also we can actually access like many a value. Now let's say I want to access first row and second row and all the column. That also I can want. Okay. So let's say I want what? A, what? I want first row and also the second row. So for that reason, I write down 1:2. That means I want all the element of first row and all the element of second row with all the column information. Okay, so what I'll do, I want to get only these two, like first row all element, second row all element. Okay, so in this way, I can actually write down like this, and this is how this is going to look like. Okay, so this is how you can actually do it. Okay, got it? So please make a note. Please make a note how to do this. Okay, got it? So here it's not like you want to have a first row. You similarly you can also see. Let's say I want to get these two column information, second column and third column, and all this like 2, 6, 12 and 4, 7, 13. That's what I want. Okay. So what you can do, you can write down F, which will be equal to, let's say, A. Okay. What you want? You want all the row information, but second and third column. Okay, second and third column. So this is how you can get it. Okay, got it? What I'll do, I'll just show you there are some special matrices. Okay, first I'll show you what are the special matrix that you can actually get. Okay, and from there I'll be showing what kind of operations that you can perform using matrix. Okay, which is very important. Okay, got it? So first of all, I am going to show you some special matrices or matrix that if you write down actually it is going to give you random values of integer. Okay, if you write down n, it's going to give you a random numbers which will be generated between 0 to 1. Okay, and this will be of normal distribution, and these are actually called as your these random numbers will be like fractional values you will get. Okay, between 0 to 1. Let's say how it is. Okay, so 3 rows. Let's say I want to create a random matrix of 5 row and 5 column. Okay, so see, this is how you can create. So this is a random matrix. The random numbers have been generated. This can be a fractional value, as I said. Okay, it can take all positive and negative values. Okay, it will never go it has a range. There is a certain means formula by which it has been created, and you will be knowing this when you will come to like attend in second and third classes. there is second or third year. So there will be like you will be knowing something called random processes. These matrices are actually some shape. These are actually follows normal probability. They follow like Gaussian probability distribution function. Okay, so there is a probability function distribution function which is associated with it. Okay, so this is how you can create a random matrix. Okay, got it? So in this random matrix, what you can do, you can also get whatever the information, like you don't want all the information but some of the information, that also you can actually do. How you can, let's say I want to select first, second, third, means what do you call it, first, second, third column and all the row information. So what you will do, you write down 1 is to 3. That means starting with first row. Okay, got it? So you want all the row information, so all the row, then column, first column, second column and third column. This is to mean that you consider all the values like first, second and third. Okay, so this is how you the matrix will look like. Okay, first of all, let me actually tell you what is the meaning of this column. Okay, let's say you want to create a number between 10 between 0 to 100, or between 0 to, let's say, 10. So what this column means, that you want to create number between 0 to 10 but an increment of 1. With an increment of 1 you want to create 10 different values. Okay, 0 to 10. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this column means that, means between what value to what, between a minimum value to maximum value, but with an increment of 1. Now that also you can control like this. What you can do, you can write something like this. Let's say 0 is to 0.1 is to 10. What does it means? See, this column right now means like you get a value between 0 to 10 but with an increment of 0.1. It will be 100 numbers, so I'll make it, let's say 2. I'll get 20 values. Like between 0 to 2 I'll get numbers, but those numbers will be having equally space and the space is like 0.1. That means they are linearly increasing. Okay, so see 0, so you can see first you will get 0, then you'll get 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and it will go all the way through your 2. Okay, so that is why when you write down, let's say when you create a random matrix like this, when you have created a random matrix like this and you want to select, let's say, second row, third row and fourth row and all the column information. So what you can do, you can write down like this. Now x, what you want first all the row, because this row information, this row information, all the row information you want. Apart from that, you only want a specific column information. So in that case, you write down this, then comma 2 is to 2, 3 and 4. So from 2 to 4. Okay, so 2 to 4 with an increment of 1. So like 2 and 3 and 4. So if you write down this, this is what you will get. So that's why you first understand the meaning of that column and then you can express the same thing. Okay, similarly, there is another command called rand I, as I already told you. Okay, I'll just show it to you. There is another command called let's say y, randi, randn we saw. This is randi, rand integer values of 3 cross 3. So you will see all the values will be between like what do you call it? This will be between 3, like you will get a 3 cross 3 matrix and all the values will like the matrix will be a 3 cross 3 matrix with all integer values. Okay, so this is something that you can create by using random numbers. Okay, similarly you can also create a zeros, like you can create ones, you can create zeros also. Let's say I want to create I want to create O like ones, so you can write down ones. How many ones? Let's say 4 row 4 column. That means you want a matrix of 4 row and 4 column, and you also want this should be equal to 1. And also you can create zeros matrix by writing zeros, and you can mention, let's say, 4 row 4 column. So this is how you can create zeros matrix also. Okay, so I think all of you right now have understood how the matrix have been there. Okay, matrix will have rows and columns. Okay, similarly you can access a individual value. If you want to access a individual value, you can call the matrix of which you want the individual value. Okay, and what is the position, like second row, like second row and third column. You want that the matrix y, where matrix y, and you don't want all the values, but you want a specific value of second row and third column. Okay, that is actually equal to 2. If you see y here, our y, okay, if you see y here, this is our y, and what is the number, second row and third column. Okay, second row, this is the second row and third column, which is equal to 2. So similarly, you can also get means like number of few rows, few column information, or all row information, all column information. Okay, this is something that you can actually do. This is going to be very useful when you do some programming. Okay, now with this, I'll show you few matrix operations. Okay, so there will be few matrix operations that you need to know, which is going to be very useful. Okay, got it? So here, what we'll see, that how we can perform some of the matrix operations. Okay, like addition, multiplication, division, determination, finding determinant, and finding inverse. So this is something that we'll do. Okay, there is another matrix command I'll just write down called EYE. This is going to create a diagonal matrix. Okay, of 3 cross 3, let's say. So this is going to give you a diagonal matrix of 3 cross 3. Okay, EYE. Okay, so this is going to give you a diagonal matrix. If you want to create also a 5 times 5, so also you can create a 5 times 5. Okay, so what we know, RANDN, RANDI, ones, zeros, and this is called diagonal matrix called EYE. Okay, so what we'll know now, that how to perform few matrix operation. For that thing, I need to have some definite matrix with us. Okay, so first of all, I'll clear my command window, or I'll clear my workspace. So I'll write down clear. So my workspace is right now clear, and
Excuse
my
me,
command window is right now clear. Yes,
sir. Can you please explain I function again?
I is actually going to create a diagonal matrix. Okay, a diagonal matrix. Let's say if you write down A E Y E, okay, and you write down 3 times 3. Okay, so that means you want to create a diagonal matrix of size 3 by 3. Diagonal matrix. What is a diagonal matrix? Where you only have elements or information or values in your diagonal element, and other than diagonal element, all other elements will be 0. These are will be 0. The top value also will going to be 0. Understood? In diagonal matrix, you will only have a value at a diagonal, but this is an identity diagonal matrix where you will have only one value, like which is equal to 1. Okay, you can have a diagonal matrix with various other values, but this is a very special matrix where this is the identity matrix, and in this identity matrix, you will only have diagonal element, and all the diagonal element value will be equal to 1. Okay, got it? Yeah, so I'll just clear out this command prompt. Okay, and workspace. I'll do some definite operation with matrices. Okay, so let's say I'll define a matrix. Okay, I define a definite matrix 2 3 5 4. Okay, so I'll create a 4 cross 3 matrix. Okay, then 2
Sir,
5, yes, 7, yes, tell me, I'm listening. 3 4 5, and let's say 8. Okay, so this is a matrix. I think you can see this is a matrix. In this matrix, this is a 3 row 4 column. If you want to know the size, there is a command called size. I already told you, size
Sir, I
of
want to
A.
ask
This is
something.
going to, please tell me. 3 4 5. Yeah, go ahead. What I'll do from the next time, I'll just mute this chat also. In this way, no one can actually able to access it. If you do not want to be in this group and do not want to listen this, please remove from this. Please
Sir,
go out.
what is the
Please not
difference
go to this
between
chat.
RAND function and RANDI function?
A rand function is a function where uh, you can actually RANDN, I'll tell you, this is a random number generation that is actually with a normal distribution or Gaussian distribution. Okay, got it? And there is something called as your RANDI. RANDI is going to give you a random numbers but with integer values. Okay, got it? You will not get any fractional values. Okay. So here, what you can do is that you can actually check the size. Size A 3 by 4 because this is a 3 row and 4 column matrix. This matrix that I have created. You can create your own matrix of same size. I am not asking you to create this exact thing, but you can create something else. Let's say I'll create another matrix called B. Okay, this time I'll give some different number. Let's say 2, 5, 12, 14. Okay, 8, 5, 3, and let's say 10. Okay, then okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then semicolon here. 1, 2, 3, 4 semicolon here. Then you can write down 10, 11, and let's say 12. Let's say 18 and 19. Okay, so this is another matrix. So there are two matrices, but both are having same size. So remember, you can do addition operation, multiplication operation, division operation, and what do you call it? You can also perform something called finding out the power of a matrix. You can also find out the inverse of a matrix and determinant of a matrix. All these operations will do. Let's say I want to do addition. So what is the rule of addition? Rule of addition is that if two matrices of having same size, then only you can perform the addition. Okay, so element wise addition will be done. Like if you have a matrix, in a matrix the first element, 1 element will be added with 1 element of matrix B. Okay, the second, like first row second column, so it will be added with first row second column. So what is the rule of addition and subtraction is that both A and B or both the matrix must have same size. Understood? Then addition can be done. This is what the addition will look like. Okay, so you can find out the difference also, like A minus B, or I can do B minus A. Both I can do, but condition is that B and A or A and B must have same size. Okay, so this is the answer that you'll get. Okay, similarly you can do multiplication. Now multiplication, there are two different types of multiplication. Okay, so one is called matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication. Okay, just write it down. Okay, so in matrix multiplication, you remember number number of rows. Okay, rows, not columns, sorry, columns in first matrix, it should be so you should be equal to the rows of next matrix. Okay, or the second matrix. Okay, so that is, I think you already, all of you know. So this is the rule. Okay, what is the rule? Now if you want to do matrix multiplication, so in that case your row, that is the column of your first matrix, should be equal to the row of the second matrix. Now let's say what I'll do a matrix multiplication. I'll write on M, A into B. Into is asterisk mark. Okay, you can see this multiplication will be in a asterisk mark, but this is going to give me an error. Why it is going to give me an error? Because incorrect dimension for matrix multiplication. What was the condition? That columns in the first matrix should be equal to the rows of the second matrix, which we are not getting over here. Okay, because for both the cases it is 3 cross 4, 3 cross 4. Now the second column, column of the first matrix is not equal to, like 4 is not equal to 3. So what I can do, I will do a small thing with a proper explanation. Okay, let's say what I'll do, I'll take a transpose of B. So in order to find out transpose, you need to write down dash. Okay, like this. Okay, this is transpose. Okay, I'll just write down again here. Okay, documentation. Okay, so here this symbol means transpose. Okay, so transpose means rows will come to columns and column will go to row. Okay, I think all of you know basic mathematics, so I'll not go into that. So for the symbol for that is dash. Okay, so b equal to b dash. So what I am doing, I am changing the dimension of b. Okay, so that I can perform a matrix multiplication. So my b is right now going to be 4 rows and 3 columns. What is my a? My a is having 3 rows and 4 columns. So now you see my number of columns here is equal to number of rows here. So if I do a matrix multiplication, I can actually write down. I can actually do this operation called A multiplied B or matrix multiplication. Hopefully this is going to give me an answer. So what would be the answer? Now this is going to give you a 3 cross 3 output. I think all of you know matrix multiplication. I will not go into that. Understood? This is called matrix multiplication. There is something also called matrix element wise multiplication. Okay, element wise multiplication. So what is the meaning of element wise multiplication? Instead of performing row wise and column wise the actual matrix multiplication, so the multiplication will be done element wise. Like first element of these will be multiplied with first element of these, second element of these will be multiplied with second element of these. You might have known that matrix multiplication actually done by multiplying the columns with the rows. Okay, sorry, rows with the columns and then added together to give you a particular value. But here we are not doing that. We'll do something called element wise matrix multiplication. Okay, matrix multiplication. So what does it mean? That we'll not do the multiplication in the conventional way, but we'll be performing it with a special way called element wise. Okay, so what is the condition? Condition is, okay, so for this the condition is that number of like both matrix should have same size. Okay, so that is the condition. Okay, so both matrix should have same size, then only you can perform the element wise multiplication. Okay, let's say I have A which is 4 cross 3, sorry, 3 cross 4 matrix. So I'll take B dash, so I'll write down B equal to B dash. So you see B dash is also become 3 row 4 column. Okay, what I'll do the matrix multiplication, element wise matrix multiplication. So I'll write down EM, indicating that I want to do element wise matrix multiplication. So I can write down A. For element wise multiplication, you write down dot into B, A dot into B. Okay, so in this way you will see it is going to perform element wise multiplication. Like 2 is multiplied with 2, so this is 4 will be here. Similarly 3 will be multiplied with 5, so you can find out 15 over here. Okay, got it? So this is what is called element wise multiplication. So what we will do, we'll right now find out the determinant and we'll also find out the inverse of a matrix. So what I'll do, I'll write down A for an example. Let's say I'll take A something called 1, 2, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 4, then 3, 5, 6, and 4, 5, and 8. Okay, so this is my A. A is right now a 3 cross 3 matrix. So you write down DET. DET of A is going to give you the determinant of A. Whatever the value is, that is the determinant. You write down INV. So this is INV of A. So this is going to give you the inverse of A. So with a single command, you can right now perform these operations. Understood? So all the mathematical operation you can perform over here. We learned addition, subtraction, multiplication, both way, matrix multiplication and element wise, then determinant, finding determinant, and then finding what you call, and also finding inverse of a matrix. Okay, so all these things we came to know that. Okay, got it? So there are another thing that I want to tell you. I'll just write down A, and also I can find out the power of the matrix. Okay, so in order to find out the power of the matrix, what I'll do, I'll find out the element wise power. Now there is another power. Okay, so if you write down A square, so what it will be, it is nothing but A into A. So it is going to give you A into A. Now A into A is the matrix multiplication. For that, the row of A should be, sorry, column of first one, must be equal to in a way. So if the matrix is a square matrix, then only you can perform this operation. Okay, got it? If you simply do this, okay, so this is the a square. A square, like you are doing a matrix multiplication with the same matrix. You can also find out a cube, a fourth, a six, any number, any power. Okay. However, most frequently you will be seeing in programming, this is going to be used, finding out element wise power, like 1 square, 2 square, 4 square, 3 square, 5 square, 6 square, 4 square, 5 square, and 8 square, 8 square. That means each element square. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, 1 square, this is okay, then this is square, like 2 square, this is 4 square. So element wise finding out what you call power is, this is the formula. Now also there is another thing, you can element wise divide a number. Okay, like a dot divide by, let's say, 4. That means you want to divide each element with 4. Okay, see, this is going to give you an answer. Okay, so 1 divided by 4, 2 divided by 4, 4 divided by 4. Okay, so this is how you can get the output. So this is also called as element wise matrix division. Okay, so I will not go more detail into that. Okay, there are various operations you can do. Let's say there is another very interesting operation. What I'll do, I'll find out sine of a. A already I know A is a matrix. Okay, now what I'm doing, I want to find out the sine of the matrix A. How to do that? In this way, this is going to be element wise. Sine of 1, sine of, oh, sorry, this one. This is my A. Sine of 1, sine of 2, sine of 4. Okay, so this is what it will do. Okay, when you write down sine of A, it will go to element wise, and for each element, this will be assumed that this is the radian, and for that radian, it is going to find out the what do you call sine of that function. Okay, sine of 1 radian, sine of like 2 radian, sine of 4 radian. So for that, the value will be given to you. You can also find out exponential of a, like each element exponential. Okay, so you can see this is 1 into 10 to the power 3, and this, okay, 0.0027 into 10 to the power 3. Okay, then 0.0074 into 10 to the power 3. You know, exponential number, they are actually going to go a very high value. Okay, like for 0 it is equal to 1, for 1 it is going to be a high value, and for 2 it is going to be a lot more higher value. Now if you find out a negative exponential, it will decrease also very fast. Okay, that's why it's called exponential increasing or exponential decreasing. Okay, got it? So they increase at a very fast rate and very small rate. And also there is another particular thing that you can do. You can do exponential of sine of a function. Now what I am doing, I am doing 3 operations at a time. I am having a matrix, I am finding out its sinusoid of that one, and then also I am finding out the exponential of that. So this is very powerful. In a sense, you can find out function of a function of a function. Okay, you can do a lot of things in that, and with a single click also. Understood? Now you want to know how much time does it took to give you the answer. Like there is a command or you have a program, and you just want to know how much time does it take to give me that answer. Like this is called CPU runtime. Okay, you know there is something called computational complexity. Okay, so that means every function you go to any programming language, the computational complexity is one of the essential topic. Okay, so where you will know that how much time your code actually taken to give you the output. Okay, now a code which gives you the output at a smaller period of time is called as the best algorithm with respect to time complexity. Okay, so there is a command called TIC tick and TOC talk. So you write down TIC before the expression and you write down TOC after the expression, you will be able to know the output. So you write down exp of sine of a. Okay, so what you want to know that how much time does this tick does this sine of exponential of sine of a and of the exponential, this function actually took. Okay, so you write down TOC talk. Okay, so see the elapsed time, like in order to execute this sine of a and exponential of that to give you this answer, your CPU or your computer took 0.00 0.0608 seconds. Like your MATLAB took this much of time. Now for me the value will be different. For you the value will be different because my system I am using i5. Okay, for you you may have a GPU. You may run it in a GPU or you may run it in a CPU. Depending on that, depending on your processor speed, this speed may vary. Okay, got it. So that's why it's called CPU runtime. Okay, or it is called as runtime complexity. Okay, it is not theoretical complexity, but it is actually a what do you call it? It's a you are actually finding out depending on your system. Okay, or system runtime complexity. So these are few of the topics which is actually required for us to start a new topic called writing a whole program. You have not written a single program until now. You just we just started that how what are the commands or various commands are there and how you can use it. So what we will do, I'll just create a M file. Okay, so I'll create a full-fledged program. The program that I have written over here, the program that I have written over here, the program that I have written over here. You can see there are various programs that I have already written. Okay, got it. So these programs that I have written, you can also write. Like this is something which I will discuss in the next class where you can plot something. Okay, so this plotting thing I'll explain in the next class. I'll do a simple plot. This is called a sine plot. Okay, so this is like a exponential sinusoid function. You can see. Okay, so this is we'll discuss in the next class. But for that, you cannot write down everything in the command window. And another disadvantage of command window is that you cannot save it. You write and that will be done. You see the output and that will be done. You cannot see the what do you call it? You cannot store it or you cannot reuse it. Okay, so for that reason, you need to create a script file. Okay, you go to MATLAB. This is called MATLAB script file. There is a JavaScript file. There will also have your Python script file, C script file. Okay, so depending on what kind of language you learn, you must know how to create a script file. How you can write down a full-fledged program. Okay, so for that reason, what you can do, you come to your editor. So there is something called home, plot, apps, and editor. So come to home. Don't go anywhere. Come to home. There is something called as new script. Okay, so I'll just write down. Come to here, home tab. Okay, in the home tab, then you go to something called new script. Okay, so you go to new script. So then click on that new script. Once you click on that new script will be added to your MATLAB. It will be added to your editor command window. Okay, here. So this is your MATLAB editor. Okay, so here you can write down your program. Before you write down your program, always save it. Okay, so for that thing, you can use Control S to save it, or you can directly manually save it also. Okay, got it. Let's say I'll just write down. This is my what I'll do. I'll show you if else statement, and I'll tell you how to know if the year or if the given year is a leap year or not. Okay, got it. So that will be our task. Like we will be finding out the leap year. If user provides me a year, then is that year is a leap year or not? Okay, so what I'll do, I'll save it with a proper name. Naming convention are very important for you to understand. Okay, I'll tell you the naming convention. Okay, so for every script file, it will be saved with a by default .m extension. The .m is actually stands for MATLAB code file. Okay, M stands for MATLAB code file. Okay, so what is the naming convention? I'll tell you. Remember, so your .m file must start with an alphabetic character. You cannot start with a number. It should always start with an alphabetical character. And after that, you can actually write down numbers. Number can also be okay. Okay, it may contain alphabets or numbers. Only one special character called underscore is allowed. See, in few of my programs that I have already stored, there have been something called underscore. Now, underscore is allowed. Okay. Now, you must remember the maximum word or the maximum characters that is been allowed to save it is 63. So, your name of any file must not go beyond 63 characters. Okay. Got it? So, first, it would always start with a alpha, means it would always start with the alphabet. you can write down numbers also. You can also mention numbers. Okay, only one special character is allowed, that is called underscore. Okay, then your maximum characters that is allowed is 63. Okay, so these are all the three rules. The fourth rule, which is very very important, I didn't tell you until now, all the names that you have been assigning, it should not clash with, or it should not be same as the MATLAB inbuilt function name. So there will be some MATLAB inbuilt function name like exp, like sin. Just now we saw. Now you cannot write down sin and you cannot save it. If you do it, then it is going to create a problem. Okay, so there are some MATLAB inbuilt function name which has been there. You don't use it. So what I'll do, I will write down leap, Leap, leap year. Okay. So leap year. Okay. So you can write down leap year because we are going to write down a program using if else statement, and we'll know if the year is leap year or not. Okay. So leap year underscore program. Okay. So please write down this and save it. Okay, so please write down it and save it. There is something called as there is something called as this, means percentage sign. Percentage sign means you do not want this particular line to execute. This is called comment. Okay, so you can write down comment. Okay, why comments are required? Because comments are actually going to let you know that what program have you written, and it is going to give you some information about the program. So this, okay, so this is a program, means created to know if the entered year is a leap year or not. Okay, got it? So you can actually give anything over there. Okay, this is something that I want. This is something that I want. So this is what you can actually write down. See what it is. What it is? It is a better way of writing. Like what is this? It is a better way of knowing what program you are writing. As a professional, you must know that how to write down that particular thing. Okay, so this is the program which is created to know if the means year entered is what do you call leap year or not. So I always write down clear so that it will clear out my workspace and CLC. Okay, so these two things you must write down. So what I'll do, I will actually write down something called a, I'll just write down a random year, okay, called a leap year, any year, okay. Got it? Let's say I'll write down some random year called n year. It is a variable name, and let's say 1975. I just want to know that if 1975 is a leap year or not. There are three different conditions, okay, to know if it is leap year or not. Like if first you will see if it is totally divisible by 400 or not. If it is totally divisible by 400, then it means it is a leap year. Okay, you don't check anything. If that number is totally divisible by 400, it is leap year. Otherwise, you will check if the number is divisible by 4 or not, and if the number is divisible by 100 or not. Okay, so in that case, you can also say that it is a leap year. Okay, so these are the two conditions. If these two conditions have been satisfied, then you can say that this is a leap year. Otherwise, it is not. Okay, so then what you can do, you can write down the if else statement. Okay, so how to write down if else statement? See, if mod of, okay, mod, okay, mod is a start. Okay, is my screen visible to you, everyone? Are you able to see my screen? Yeah, good. So just wait a minute. I think my online MATLAB has just now down. Okay, so this is something that I have created. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll write down n year. Okay, n year. So year. in year is equal to, let's say, 1970. Okay. Okay, so let's say my n year is 1970. Okay, I just 75 I'll take. Okay, got it. So I'll write down a if else statement. Okay, so how to write down a if else statement? So this is how you can write down. Okay, write down if. Okay, so what you want to check? You want to check if the number is totally divisible by 400 or not. Okay, modulus is a function. Like if I write down 4 comma 2. So what it is going to give me? This is going to give me an answer of 0. If you write down 4 comma 2, okay, mod 4 comma 2, this is going to give me a something called answer 0. What is it means? Now it will divide 4 by 2, okay, and the output will be the remainder. Okay, so the output will be the remainder. So what is the meaning of that? It will first divide 4 divided by 2, and whatever the remainder is there, that is what is going to give me the output. Okay. So in this way, what I want that if this number is totally divisible by 400 or not. So for that reason, what you can do, you can write down if mod mod, okay, if mod mod n year, that your the year that has been given by the user, if it has been divisible by 400 or not. Okay, if it is divisible by 400 or not. Okay, so if it is divisible by 400, okay, so if it is divisible by 400, so write like this, you can write down, this is the condition, this is the statement, this is the condition. That means if the number entered by the user and mod of that with divisible by 4, and if it is equal to 0, then the year is leap year. Okay, so you see, until now it is showing me an error. See, my MATLAB is showing me an error. Why it is showing me an error? Because it is not properly ended. Okay, so you need to end it. So once you write down end, it will be like what you call it, it will be completing. Okay, got it. So what is this? Now you can write down, you can display if this condition satisfied, then what you can do, you can write down f print f. Okay, so this is a printf is a command to print anything. Okay, so in order to print, you have to write down quote. Inside that quote, what you will write down, percentage 6u. Okay, percentage 6u. What is the meaning? That means you want a number to be of 6 characters, and this should be of unsigned integer. Okay, got it. So is a leap year, is a leap year. Okay, is a leap year. Okay, and then comma n year. Okay, so now what is the n year? N year is actually whatever the value that has been, or the year that has been assigned to us. So percentage 6. Now this particular year, n year. Okay, so this is the variable, and this should be of 6 character and unsigned integer. So that's why this is written percentage 6. Okay, so this year is a this is a actually a leap year. Else, if it is not, what you can do, you can actually simply display. Okay, or you can also print. Okay, that, or let's say I'll go with f printf. Okay, f printf. Okay, what I'll write down, percentage 6 is not a leap year, not a leap year. Okay, leap leap year. Okay, so I can write down NYEAR. Okay, now you save it. Once you save it, it will be saved. Okay, got it. So you use control s to save it. Now you can run it. So how to run it? In order to run it, you should come to this editor. This is home. There is a plot, there is a app, there is the editor. Come over here and click it. Okay, so once you click it, okay, so what happened now, this if you run it, what happened, so you can actually do something called 400. n year, this is n year, okay, mod of this, if mod of n year 400 equal to 0, print up this, okay. You can also write down something called display, disp, okay. You can write down not a leap year, okay. So run it. Okay, so now because this is not a leap year, now it has been displaying that this is not a leap year because this condition is not satisfied. Once this condition will be satisfied, then only this will be executed. Okay, so let's say I'll write down something called 400. I know 400 is a leap year, so this is a simple example. See, there is another one particular step I didn't follow. Okay, so if printf, what it is written. So now 400 is a leap year. Why? Because this is what has been printed. Because this condition is satisfied. That's why it is going inside this loop. Okay, so percentage 6u. Okay, so you can again see if I write down something called, let's say, which is not in leap year 19, let's say 75. This the total condition is not been given there. Okay, see, so 1975, I know it is not a leap year, so percentage like 19, this has been what do you call it, this is actually executing. Okay, so there is a command also called \n, you can also write down. Okay, so what it will do, the next line output will be going to the next line. Okay, the next display will go to the next line. Now, what is this percentage 6u? So see, because 1975 is not divisible by 400, it will directly come to this line. This is not going to be executed. It will come to else statement. And what is written now? Percentage 6u is not a leap year. Okay, so like 1975 is not a leap year, and also it is also displaying the second line command is that this is not a leap year, and right now it is ending. Okay, however, this is not the actual program. What you need another condition to that. Okay, so what is the another condition? In order to put another condition, there is something called as else. Okay, else. Okay, ELSEIF. Okay, so you may have more than two conditions. So okay, so that also you can write down. So what is the condition? Now mod of n year. Okay, if it is divisible by 4. Okay, if it is divisible by 4, that means if n year is divisible by 4 and the remainder of that one is equal to 0, and and for and there is another condition. Now if mod of uh, n year comma 100, it is also divisible by 100. Okay, then in that case we will also print that this is a leap year. Okay, so for and you have to write down another and there. So this is a operation like else if this and this. So if both are true, then only this is true. Okay, then only it will come inside. Okay, so here there is only one condition. Here in else there are two conditions, and if both the conditions are satisfied, then only it will come here. Okay, got it? If you write down or, okay, if you write down or, so or also you can write down, and then in that case either this is or this is. Okay, but here in this case both has to be. Okay, let's say I'll take something called 2000, which I know is a leap year. Okay, I'll just run it. So once you run it, so you can see 2000 is a leap year. It is stating that it is a leap year. Okay, so similarly you can write down if else statement. For there is something called for statement. So loop, I'll just tell you how to write down loops. Okay, in the next class. Okay, so thank you all of you for joining the class. Okay, I think we can stop the discussion here. Well, it's already time. Okay, I'll just stop my sharing. Thank you for joining. Okay, if printf is actually display, in display you can only represent what you call character, but in percentage 6 is for 6 digits. Okay, and u is for unsigned integer. N year is like you will not get more than 6 characters, and it will always be unsigned integer. So that's why percentage 6 u is been written, and f printf is written where you can write down both values and variables. In that case, fprintf is going to be very much useful. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, thank you all of you for joining the class. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you. Sir, I'm coming, sir.